In the collective imagination of the world, there exists a monster. It is small, inquisitive, and rattling with a hooded frill. It spits blinding black venom into the eyes of its prey. This creature, immortalized by cinema, terrorized a generation. But this creature never existed.
The animal you know as Dilophosaurus is a fabrication, a ghost, born of Hollywood effects and creative liberties.
To find the truth, we must strip away the venom, tear down the frill,
and travel back 193 million years to the early Jurassic of North America.
Here, in the red sandstone of the Kayenta Formation, the reality is far more terrifying than the fiction.
The real Dilophosaurus was not a curious, dog-sized nuisance. It was the apex predator of its world. A giant. A bone crusher. The first true ruler of the Jurassic Age.
When paleontologist Sam Welles first unearthed the holotype in Arizona in the summer of 1942,
he did not find a small, delicate animal.
He found a predator that stretched over 23 feet in length, 7 meters of muscle and bone.
Weighing nearly half a ton, the real Dilophosaurus dwarfed the cinematic version.
It stood tall enough to look a grown human in the eye without raising its head. It was the largest land predator North America had ever seen up to that point in time.
The fossil record shows a robust, powerful animal with strong legs built for endurance, and a long, rigid tail that acted as a counterbalance for its massive skull.
This was no scavenger lurking in the bushes. This was a dominant carnivore, an animal that walked with the heavy, rhythmic thud of a king.
The disparity between the movie screen and the geological record is one of the most drastic in paleontology.
We traded a titan for a toy!
The most defining feature of Dilophosaurus is the pair of thin, plate-like ridges of bone adorning the top of its skull.
In pop culture, these are often minimized or misunderstood. In life, they were magnificent. Rising high above the snout, these crests were likely covered in bright keratin, perhaps colored vividly for display. They were too fragile to be used as weapons. They were billboards. In the dense fern forests and river valleys of the early Jurassic, visual communication was key. These crests signaled maturity, health, and genetic fitness to rivals and potential mates.
They were the crown of a ruler. But below the crests lies the true weapon.
The skull of Dilophosaurus is unique in its architecture. It possesses a distinct subnarial gap,
a notch in the upper jaw where the teeth meet. For years, scientists thought this made the bite weak.
New biomechanical studies suggest the opposite.
Let us address the most pervasive myths. First, the neck frill. There is absolutely no skeletal evidence to support a collapsible neck frill on Dilophosaurus.
The structures required to support such cartilage
The long hyoid bones seen in modern frilled lizards are completely absent.
The neck of the real animal was strong and S-shaped, built to support a heavy head. Not to flare out like an umbrella.
Second, the venom. The idea that Dilophosaurus could spit poison is purely an invention of fiction.
The teeth of Dilophosaurus show no grooves for venom delivery.
Its skull shows no chambers for venom sacs. It did not need chemical warfare.
It had teeth. Long, recurved, serrated teeth designed to slice through meat.
And grip slippery prey. The notch in the jaw, once thought to be a weak point, actually allowed the animal to hook into prey.
Lance, similar to the mechanics of modern crocodiles or spinosaurs.
It was a mechanical killer, not a chemical one.
Imagine the Kayenta Formation in the early Jurassic. A world of seasonal rains,
Rushing rivers and vast floodplains.
Dilophosaurus stalked these riverbanks.
Its prey was not small. It hunted animals like Ceratosaurus, a sturdy prosauropod dinosaur.
To take down a plant eater of that size requires immense physical power.
The hands of Dilophosaurus were equipped with 4 fingers, 3 of which bore massive, hooked claws. Unlike the later T-Rex, whose arms were reduced, the arms of Dilophosaurus were dangerous weapons.
It could grapple. It could seize prey and drag it down.
We see evidence of a predator that was comfortable in complex environments, moving through conifer forests and along river edges, using its size and distinct silhouette to intimidate rivals.
It was likely an opportunistic feeder, eating fish from the river systems
And hunting land-dwelling herbivores. It was the ultimate generalist.
For millions of years, Dilophosaurus had no equal. It lived in a time before the allosaurs and tyrannosaurs evolved.
It set the blueprint for the large theropods that would follow. It was successful, widespread, and terrifyingly effective. The myths that surround it today, the spitting, the rattling, the small size, diminish its true legacy.
They turn a wolf into a goblin.
The reality of the fossil is an animal of majestic proportions.
A creature that survived in a harsh, changing world through brute strength and evolutionary perfection.
When we look at the bones today, sitting silent in museum halls,
We should not see a movie monster. We should see the pioneer of giant carnivorous dinosaurs. The truth does not ruin the magic. It enhances it.
Knowing that Dilophosaurus was a 23-foot apex predator with a crown of bone
Is far more awe-inspiring than a small lizard that spits goo.
Nature does not need special effects to be spectacular.
The early Jurassic was ruled by a king, and that king wore a double crest.
as the sun sets over the fossilized black-moist floodplains of Arizona.
A testament to the power of evolution and the enduring mystery of our planet's past.